Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for more favorites of 2025. We have bold lips today, eyeliners, and highlighters. So let's start with eyeliners. And eyeliners are something that I've really enjoyed in the past. I wear less of it now, but when I do wear it, I wear it very, very close to the lash line. So I do have one on now, and actually the one I have, I put it somewhere. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Actually put it away because I just used it. Also, we have fragrances to talk about, my top 3 fragrances. So starting with this eyeliner I wore today. This is by Chantecaille. It's in Violet Damask, and it's a really pretty color for especially brown eyes. It's like a purpley color, but it's not standout purple. You can just see the effect on the eyes. It brings out the brown. And so as you can see, I wore it with something that's not at all in this family. It's more neutral, and I'll tell you what I wore on my eyes today. This is one of the 2 eyeliners I have on my eyes. Really close to the lash line, Violet Damask. Beautiful. I love the Chantecaille eyeliners. In fact, Chantecaille makes some of the most beautiful colors of eyeliners, and this one is in Black Forest. It's a beautiful green color, and it also has a coolness to it. But if you're looking for something a little bit more unique, they do have a olive brocade, which is more of an olive color if you want that kind of a green with a little bit more yellow in it. But this is very blue in a green, so it's almost like a bluish green color, and I think that's why I love it so much. I love a blue eyeliner for brown eyes. And then this, you can see that is Black Forest. It's so pretty. Now, Black Forest isn't as versatile as, say, Violet Damask. Doesn't go with as many palettes, but is still very understated, but still something a little bit different. And I love a blue eyeliner on brown eyes as well. This is by Victoria Beckham. This is in denim. And what I like about Victoria Beckham's eyeliners is there is a sponge tip on the end that can help smudge it out and make it look softer. This is in jeans. You'll see the amount of blue that's in this Black Forest when you see next to jeans. So this is jeans right here. So you can see why I love all of those. Really flattering colors. Really enhances the eye. While I appreciate black and brown eyeliners, I always want something just a little bit different, something that will play the brown, a very, very dark brown eye color that I have. And I noticed that when I wear those colors, my brown eyes tend to stand out a little bit more than just being a dark eye color. I can actually see the brown. Now this one's a little bit different because this doesn't really enhance the brown color in my eyes, but I'm able to use this to build dimension, which is what I did today. So I took a little bit of this and I smudged it in the corner, and then I applied my eyeshadow, which is actually the Prada palette in 07 Peony that I have on over this. Just a couple of the colors, and it's limited edition. So they do have one that's called Clar something. It reminds me of this, but it's not exactly this color. This one is in Taupe Fume. So I looked around and I didn't see it anymore. It's really beautiful, very versatile. It's got a mushroomy kind of color to it. Like I said, I built dimension and then applied the eyeshadow over it. And I also applied it on the lash line, and then I went over it with Violet Damask. So this one is a more of a defining kind of product. And again, very versatile. It says that it can be used as an eyeshadow liner kohl. So it is meant to be used for more broad areas as well as more precise areas. And then there is after people told me, yes, there is a sharpener in the bottom of these. So this is the Stilo Ombre Contour. So they do have other shades, but unfortunately I don't think this one is available anymore. If I find it, I will link it for you. So you can see why also I like it. It's that pretty, cool, but not just so dark shade. I wish they made more of these kinds of eyeliners where it was a little bit lighter than like your espresso brown. Yeah, I think that kind of shade just gives dimension without being too harsh. Okay, moving on to highlighter. So highlighter is a very tricky product, especially for those of us who are over, gosh, I don't even know where it starts, but I'm over 50. So I have to just be aware of what I know highlighter can do, which is it can emphasize texture. I think highlighter is a really beautiful product on very smooth skin, but there are highlighters that can work on skin that has more texture. So one of them is this product. This is by Victoria Beckham, and the reason this works on more textured skin is because it has hydration. It doesn't totally dry down, and its glow is very subtle, and the glow comes not only from the particles, which are very soft, but it also comes from the texture itself, that it reflects the light because it's more of that balm texture. I mean, it looks like a lip balm. It looks like this. I think they have a couple of different shades, but this one happens to be in Pearl. Yeah, Pearl. I don't know if you can see that. Pearl is the shade, but you can see here how it reflects the light and why that would be so pretty. And actually, I have it on now. I put it on my top of my cheekbones here and then down the bridge of my nose really gently and then here. So if I'm going to wear a highlighter, especially to like an event, it's going to be something like that because it's so natural looking. So if you're a Chanel fan, there are a couple of options for you along these lines. There are two. One is Sculpting, and this is the one that has a little bit of reflective quality to it. This one has a kind of a similar glow to the Victoria Beckham, but you can tell the Victoria Beckham has a little bit more of like a glossier finish to it. So this is Sculpting by Chanel, and this is Victoria Beckham's Pearl. Victoria Beckham, Chanel Sculpting. If you want really transparent, then you want transparent here. This is by Chanel. It doesn't have any of those reflective particles like the Sculpting does. So you can see there it looks like a lip balm. And again, this is in transparent. I don't know if I can barely see this in real life, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but transparent is a shade. Here is transparent. So you can see the difference. Victoria Beckham and then Sculpting and then transparent. A little bit closer. So as you can see, I don't really use powder highlighters for the reason that I was talking about, that there's a texture issue when it comes to just being older. But this is one that I really enjoyed this year. This is by Chantecaille. This is their highlighter for the holidays. This is in the shade Illuminating Jouet. Okay, maybe there. Okay. So that is the name. So this is, you can see I don't use that much, but I like the peachy, like champagne-y tone to it. It's pretty. So if I was going to do a powder one, this would be it, but for very festive occasions. On to bold lips. So I have a bold lip on now, and bold lips are tricky for me because my lips take up a lot of real estate. I don't want it to be too distracting, but I do like a good bold color, and also the tone has to be right. So I have a few here, and two of them really remind me of each other. So the one that I have on now is by Chanel. It's the Le Rouge L'Astray, and this shade is number 832 Rouge Libre. Well loved, you can see right there. And I would swatch it for, well, I can swatch it for you, but it's the one I have on now. This one is a full coverage lip. It has more of like a glossiness to it. Not as glossy as like the Candy Glaze by YSL, like that's really glossy, but it's glossier than a satin lip. Also, when this is wiped away, there's a stain that's left behind, which is really pretty. So if you like that kind of idea and haven't tried the Le Rouge L'Astrays yet by Chanel, they're beautiful. And then there's a new product that came on the market this year, and this took a long time for them to develop. Reminds me a lot of the Le Rouge L'Astray formulation. It's by Chantecaille. It is the, you've heard a lot about this one. This is the lip creme, and this one is in Red Lily, and that's the one I've been wearing a lot as well. And you can see here, you'll see the difference between the tones. Very similar in appearance. Now, this one has a slight hint of warmth, Red Lily, compared to the Chanel in 832 Rouge Libre. So here, this is Red Lily. This is by Chantecaille in Red Lily. You can see the difference. So this is the Chanel, and then this is a Red Lily. So a little bit more blue here, a little bit more warmth. Both of these do work really well on me though. And then we have one more, and this is an old favorite, but still a favorite. It's the Lip Veil product by Chantecaille, and this is in Rock Rose. I love a good berry tone lip, and this is definitely more satin than either one of these. So if you wanted something that was a berry tone, not as much of a shine on it as Rock Rose. Oh, I forgot to mention that this Chantecaille lip creme also has a very similar property in that it will leave a stain behind. In terms of stain, I mean, it leaves some color behind, but it's not like you wipe this off and it's going to be the same color, but it will leave some color behind. Okay, so this is Rock Rose here. It's a really pretty berry toned color which is a really lovely, more traditional lip formula. Okay, then for fragrances, I have 3 fragrances I've really been enjoying. So we heard a lot about this one at the beginning of the year, I think. This is Beige. I love beige, so it's not a surprise that I really gravitated toward this. It's a very lovely, just a pretty perfume. More floral though, as I got to know more of the Les Exclusives products, but I love the notes in here. This is one of those fragrances that can be worn every day. Reminds me of a cashmere sweater, that kind of there's like a cozy vibe to this while still feeling fresh and clean. Maybe going out to tea, going out to coffee, that kind of a daily fragrance, but also could be brought into the evening, but for more of a date night. It smells like the way I think cashmere feels. And then we have to talk about Darby Rose by Chantecaille. This, I have mentioned before, is like the smell of a freshly cut rose. It reminds me of my family's backyard garden where my dad grows lots of roses, and every time they cut them I can smell it in this bottle. I think that's why I love it so much. So I love this one. And then as you can see, probably from the bottle, which I've used this 1957. My daily fragrance. This is the one I get the most compliments on. I think it's because it smells pretty. It smells very accessible, but also it smells exclusive at the same time. Very approachable, but also I don't smell like everybody else either. It's a little bit more unique, a little bit more niche, and I love the clean scent, the easy way it is to wear. I think this is the one that I really could wear from day to evening because it's not too strong either. All of these Les Exclusives last a long time. Like I'll wear Sycamore and then after I take a shower I can still smell it. It's really beautiful if you ever wanted to get into these fragrances. They are definitely in a class of their own, but Chanel 1957 is almost my signature fragrance at this point because I feel like it really represents me. Those have been really my go-to fragrances this year. Let us know what your favorites are in each of the categories we talked about, from a bold lip to fragrance. What else did we talk about? Highlighter and eyeliner. I'd love to know what those things are. Please leave those in the comment section below. And make sure to tune into my favorites of 2025 where I narrow it down to 1 in each category. We do a favorites video and a get ready with me. But that is for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.